with your necklace?
She said, kiss my necklace.
Yeah, right.
Right here, we have a lovely necklace modeled by Lava.
Exactly. All right, and one. Hi, and welcome to Date with the Divas. So, our videos caught your attention. Thank you. Thank you for clicking on us. And we know you're going to love us. So please do us a favor and click on that subscribe button if you haven't already. While you're at it, hit on that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest and greatest. And also comment on the video. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us how fantastic we are. Anyway. Now you're a part of the entourage. And what our entourage does is we grab our beverage of choice and we get to the tea. So, Ms. Marnita, put this up, please.
All right. Didn't have time to make me a fancy tropical drink like you, Joe. So I just got some water, but that's okay because I was supposed to be hosting anyway. And I didn't have much time to throw all this together, but let's see how it goes. So, Divas, have you heard about this Tyler Perry lawsuit? Okay. So Tyler Perry is being sued by the Oval actor Derek Dixon.
He actually looks nice there.
I like Tyler Perry's little jacket back there, the little detail on there.
He look kind of cute.
Yeah. So Derek Dixon is suing Tyler Perry for $260 million. He says he accuses Tyler Perry of sexual harassment. He said that Tyler Perry invited him over to his house, and once they had a little too much to drink, Derek fell asleep, but then woke up in Tyler's bed with Tyler laying next to him and touching his thighs. And Derek says that he claims that he
just jump. Wait, you fall asleep in my bed and you touching my thigh, and I'm wondering why. Like, we fell asleep in the bed, but okay.
Well, okay. The way the story was written, though, I was like, it didn't sound to me like he fell asleep in the bed. It felt like he woke up in the bed, like he like
blacked out, and Tyler Perry picked him up and carried him to the bed and tucked him in.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I got from it. By the way, I got this story from Page 6.
That was a lot of drinking, huh?
A lot of drinking at your boss's house.
For you to get blacked out drunk, or
at your boss's house?
At your boss's house. Like, I don't care if it's Tyler Perry. This is still your boss. Like, you want to have some sense about you. You don't want to say something wrong or do something wrong. That's what I would think, but that's just me. This actor met Tyler Perry in 2019, I want to say. I think it was. Tyler Perry saw him at, I think, a party or some kind of event and said, "You would do great in one of my shows. Here's my number. Call me."
Tyler Perry, I am here. I'm here.
You want to wake up with your thighs being touched?
I'm just saying, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Tyler Perry touching your thighs.
Dressed as Madea, probably.
Actors do worse stuff than that with cameras on them, but you know.
But so you saying he
no, I'm not saying that. Let's go with the story.
Character, because he's a character.
Maybe auditions are auditions, you know. No.
Oh, okay, Alicia. We've all heard of the casting couch. There were some alleged text messages between the two of them leaked. I didn't know what to make of these text messages, so let's read them together. I skimmed through them last night.
These were before or after the falling asleep incident?
That's a good question. I'm actually not sure, but Derek said that these messages should back up his claim of sexual harassment. So here's a picture of Tyler Perry with a jet ski. And so I guess this is Derek in the blue. Nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. And Tyler's like, nice picture. Great, amazing, awesome picture. You don't see that stud in the picture? Rude. That's Tyler Perry. I can call you later or tomorrow or sometime. So Derek is saying I can call you later or tomorrow. Like, do we think he was just trying to like brush him off nicely? And then what's Tyler say? You have a really fresh voice and take on things. I don't know where this is going, but I laughed the entire time. I could see the world and the characters. My exclusivity ends in 30 days. Okay,
You gotta
sorry.
keep reading what's the deal with
I want
Amazon.
to
Don't
take-
keep reading first.
I want to take losing it out to Amazon or Netflix after that. Okay, whatever. So they're talking about a show.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Are these receipts?
Exactly. Because to me, also,
Okay,
this
so,
slide
oh,
seems to be a
They're
different
not
time
receipting.
period.
It seems like some things are missing.
Right, because this
Right.
slide
Feel
seems
like
to be a different
receipts to
time
me.
period than the slide before, right? Seems
Well,
like it's a
Thank you.
different date.
maybe. Because I'm like, what? I was like, how did we go from the stud in the picture to now we talking about
Exactly. It's two
your
different
TV
time
show?
periods.
Thank you. That's why it seems, it could be, but
Yeah.
it looks
And
like there
then-
was a whole conversation before,
Station.
and now
Yep.
you trying to be coy.
Okay,
Yep.
let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now this is Tyler. What's it gonna take for you to have a little guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? Yes.
See the
It's the
context.
exact same kind of car, geometric.
Who's
Wait,
y'all?
what? Okay. And so now dude says, giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist, that's so cool. Where you came from. Why does it seem like random?
Thanks.
When you
Thank
just
you.
Right.
letters
right.
in your
It's
in your phone?
conversation stuff. Yep.
See,
No,
because
but you know how sometimes you're having a conversation and you
You
ask
have
two
multiple
questions and
things.
someone's
Thank
asking.
you.
But still, it was like, okay,
Like he's giving advice to a younger
Right.
mate. That's what it looks like
Mhm.
to me.
I don't-
but I'm like, where did the guiltless sex thing come from?
Right.
See,
Feeling
and
it's
that was
something they were talking about, but he's leaving that part out.
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. Because
Well, they
and
could have
it-
had a phone conversation and we're not seeing it.
Mhm.
That's why I don't
Mhm.
feel like these are, I mean, I know we haven't talked about like there may be some, but this seems like they're having a conversation. This is a friend, I don't
Right. Yeah.
see there may
Right.
be something he did, but these text messages aren't leading me to believe.
No, these are not
They aren't.
resisting.
These are not indicative. It's not indicative of
No.
any type of harassment. It just seems like the conversation may be deemed inappropriate for its
Yeah.
value right here
yeah.
Right.
when you're just looking at here. But that's why I'm just like,
But he's
am I missing
engaging
something?
in the conversation.
Right. And that's
Exactly.
what confused me. I'm like, you're engaging. So what
Bonding,
did y'all have?
yeah.
Y'all had some type of relationship.
Right. You're not saying I don't want to talk about this. You're not saying
Right. Like
that,
this is
so-
inappropriate, Mr. Perry.
Right.
Okay, so this really goes left. Says treat myself right. Now this also looks
This is like
I
a
don't know, it's like a different
message-
backdrop
maybe-
or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say a message app or something.
Yeah, treat myself right. What are you doing? Derek. And Derek's like, I'm just talking to my sister again. That could be kind of a trying to brush you off.
Right.
He says,
Sure.
so Tyler's like, I roll, fine, good night. I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. That sounds like a teenage girl.
Right.
Trying to get off so I can go to sleep. Okay, so
I
he's trying to get off the
understand.
phone with his sister.
Aren't we? You're the
Apparently,
only
you're
one.
not the only one that's been drinking tonight. Okay, so Derek is saying, his
Come on,
sister
this is.
drunk.
Oops, sorry.
They didn't. I just
Okay.
started. They didn't. LOL. Okay, yeah, this
Is there
seems
anything
harmless.
salacious? Does he have anything salacious?
No.
Right, it's not looking like it. Here's the next one.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind.
See,
That's not him saying I want to do that to you. That's him saying I hope you get that.
in
So,
general,
and then
Right.
dude says, well, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. So I'm guessing he's saying, no, maybe he's
Therapy
saying this
is
is not somebody
healthy.
they're talking about.
Yeah, there's somebody in his life.
Yeah.
exactly.
Whatever.
And then he's talking
then
about
he-
therapy.
Right. And then my thing is too is like if you're trying to have this say that this is all inappropriate with you and Tyler, why are you talking to him about your personal therapy sessions?
Thank
Exactly.
you.
Again, this
And
is your
sex
boss.
life.
It was an
my
engaging
other-
conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this would be part of the receipt, but how did I know that's really Tyler Perry's number?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I know they're not going to show the number, but I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they were. I
to
mean,
show
if
the
it
real
goes to
phone number.
court, they're gonna check and make sure. With
Yeah,
no,
they're
I was
gonna
just
prove
saying.
that.
stuff. Yeah.
I still don't think this is anything. I think this is they're going back and forth in conversations.
Right. Here's the next
Yeah.
slide.
So
Wow,
now
he
they're
gave the
talking,
whole thing. My goodness.
talking
Well,
about therapy. Yeah, dude's talking about he's gonna waste his life worrying. And Tyler's like, I've stopped worrying. So it does seem like Tyler is just trying to give him
Like some advice or just
He even seems like he has a little crush on him. That's what it seems like to me.
like Tyler has a little crush on him.
Yeah, it does seem like that.
Yeah.
Because why would you take this time with somebody?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. He's
But I
asking,
think
Why would Duke reply?
But the conversation kind of looks like, he's saying, when you tell, a guy
A
wants to get
youngin'.
with you and you're like, oh, I feel so fat today. And he's like, no, you the bomb. And,
Right.
it's kind of like how this is
Right.
going, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Right.
Just
Here's
because
the
a
next one.
guy has a crush on you doesn't mean he's sexually harassing
Right.
you.
Right, exactly.
And if you felt like you were being sexually harassed, why would you continue to respond to his texts?
Exactly.
Well, he
I would be
gonna
like, oh,
say
gotta go
because he felt-
deuces.
because he felt about his job, right, Marilyn?
oh
Yeah, he's
stop
gonna
it.
say something about he felt that his job was in jeopardy. I don't see anything in here that says like he's pressuring or they're doing something. So that's where it's weird. I'm like,
Right. I mean,
give me
the
some of
only
those
thing was
receipts.
like, he was like, look at the stud in the picture.
Right. Here's this
Right.
one right here talking about being horny, but it's not talking about being horny with him though. Like if you read this, it says so it starts off with the other guy talking about how do they make their money? So something about something else, subscriptions. And then-
Right.
Tyler talking
That
about-
sounds like the back
Right.
to TV show.
Then Tyler says, I don't I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being horny. Testosterone. Oh yeah, from the doctor. So okay, so you took some testosterone medicine, but and he's like, does it make you feel better? I feel so good, but I don't like being horny. I feel so sorry for the first person that flirts with me. He's not flirting with him though, it sounds like. So
Yeah, but do you say that to
that-
someone you're not trying to flirt with?
Yeah.
I was like,
That's what I'm
that
saying.
one I
They're
could take.
flirting. They're flirting, but he's engaging though too. Because
Right,
I mean, like,
right. 'Cause-
I wouldn't have been like, you're really engaging. Like when somebody throws something I don't want to hear, I just ignore it and keep on going. I mean, I don't
Right.
respond. I don't
Or
answer.
like
so if you
one,
really-
you probably do those one word. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
right,
Or
exactly.
no, I would have put a thumbs up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Make
more
sure
You start
let's
make,
talk more
you
about
start
the
putting
show.
emojis.
Yeah, it just when Tyler Perry says, I feel sorry for the first person that flirts with me, I think that is like he's kind of trying to open the door of
Mhm.
like so you could be like, oh well, what are you gonna do to them and this and that. So
Well,
I
he got
think
a
it's pretty
LOL.
flirty.
So I
Right.
I also there's also another actor who apparently worked with
Tyler.
with Tyler, yeah. And he said that he
So-
had some sort of but he never mentioned Tyler's name.
Mm.
Right. He just said somebody who was a producer. So he,
Somebody, a big
people
producer.
are speculating that's who he's talking about is Tyler though. But
Yeah, I remember that story.
I do
Yeah, but
remember. I
other
feel
than
like
that-
we brought it up or something. I'm trying to
Other than
remember
that,
who it was.
there haven't been any other
mm-mm.
accusations from
Well, it
any
only takes the first one.
Thank
Look at
you.
Yes.
Look at Harvey
Been a couple of
Weinstein,
days,
right?
What was you gonna say,
Hey,
Atrice? Look at
Diddy.
what?
Look at Diddy. I mean,
Thank you. That's what I said.
Floodgates
AKA
open.
Diddy is
Right.
floodgates open.
So we just
Okay.
gotta wait for the gates to open. Is that it?
We'll
Right.
see.
So this
The
is what
gates
Tyler's
gotta
attorney said about
produce
it.
more than this, though. I mean, come on.
Right.
Messages
Yeah,
where
but-
you flirting back.
So-
Okay, so we got a statement here from Tyler Perry's attorney. Individual got close to Tyler for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam, but Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident that these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. I don't know. I feel like this is going to die out unless other actors start jumping on. I feel like this is going to die out.
Because that's a lot of money he's asking for
Let's just
types of
say,
text.
Tyler Perry was crossing the line. Do we
Yeah.
think this man would be due $260 million?
Not at all.
Unless there's more that we don't know about.
I mean, Cassie was doing freak offs for 10 years with men she didn't know, and she got 20 million.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yo,
Right.
Antrice is creating a standard.
So Cassie
It's
and
like
Diddy created the
precedent.
standard.
You didn't put, there's a
I didn't
precedent,
create
there's a
it.
time frame, and there's an
Let's
allotment
put
of
it in
cost
perspective,
associated
though.
with that
Yeah.
time
It
frame.
is. Juries should be thinking about that too. Honestly, juries should be thinking about that. Like, okay, it happened for this length time, and
Like, did it cause that much damage?
Yeah, like
to
what were the
you?
damages? You would have made $260 million.
Right, right.
right,
Like
right. No,
you
Yeah,
got passed up on
sure.
other shows because of Tyler
Yeah.
Perry or something.
The great
Right.
thing about Hollywood is that if you don't want to work with a director, you just move on to the next project.
Unless you
Right.
can't.
does it say, Renita, how many years he's worked with Tyler Perry? How many years?
Tyler Perry met him in 2019 or something like that.
Oh, okay, it's about a
Yeah,
good chunk.
So
yeah.
he met him in 2018. When did the show start, and how long they been working? They probably been working together 2.6 seconds.
Right.
Again,
2.6
he could have
seconds.
probably, like maybe these conversations are not necessarily, obviously, not in order of a full conversation.
Right, or like we said,
Taking-
it's missing something.
taking snippets of things, and so maybe we don't know the full context. And on the both sides, and I think Antrice or maybe you, Marnita, had started to say this, that this, you're still employee employer. There's a, what is that?
There's a boundary.
Yeah, so the conversations, you gotta kind of think like, okay.
Wasn't a level
Yeah.
of professionalism.
Yeah, but
Yes,
people
exactly.
people marry their bosses. Like
Right.
if the relationship is consensual, there's nothing wrong with it being your boss.
Mhm.
But you got to be sure.
But you gotta be sure in the
Sure
way
about it.
you're going, right?
Yeah, but to me, he seems like a willing participant. And this is
Oh,
my
yeah.
question. I have two.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Where did the blackout drunk drinking happen within this timeline
Right.
of these text messages? Was this in the middle?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then when you go to a man's home, I don't care if he's your boss, whoever he is. When you go to a man's home by yourself and you drink to the point of blacking out and it's just the two of you, what do you think is going on?
Right.
I mean,
Like, what do you think you're there for if you're at his home in the evening and you're drinking to get blackout drunk?
Mhm.
Right.
I have a question. Did he imply that there were some additives?
No,
Oh,
that wasn't implied. It just said like they were drinking and he woke up in the bed.
Just asking.
So yeah, I mean that could be something that maybe he meant to imply, or like maybe, but
Maybe I'm not being clear. I feel like if I go to my male boss's home
Mhm.
and I pick up one drink, I know that I'm kind of there for a date. Otherwise, that's not what I'm
no,
doing.
I got you. You're being
That's not
you're
what I'm
being-
doing.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
Going to my
yeah.
house,
If you look
going with nobody
around,
else. I mean,
what'd you
I'm
say,
not
Marilyn?
really I'm not going to my male boss's home with nobody else there.
Right.
And if I am, then there's some kind of conversation. I'm assuming maybe we have like, what's the expectation? I mean, like, and I'm not gonna
but-
drink that much to black out.
Right. So, and I'm giving you like little bits of things, right? Because again, no scenario is going to be the same, but that was one of those, one of the women that went to Harvey Weinstein's where she thought they were going to be talking about whatever,
Script and
workout
stuff.
or whatever. And when she got there, she got into the place or whatever, and I'm not sure of the complete timeline of it, but during that time that she was in there, then he goes to the bathroom and starts taking off his clothes.
Right, that's different. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the drinking. I'm
No,
talking about
this
you're
is what
there
I'm
at his
saying.
house. If you're there to go meet Harvey Weinstein for a business meeting and he has his business meetings in his hotel rooms, fine. But this man got drunk of his
Right,
own.
but we don't know if he's
accord.
alluding to that there was something. So you're saying he should have never taken a sip of alcohol.
I'm saying when you go to it, let's not pretend we're not grown adults.
No, I get
If
that.
you go to a man's house alone and you pick up a drink, you're kind of on a date with him. Like that's the reality of the
Not
situation.
No,
necessarily.
not
because-
necessarily. They could be
It
talking
is.
business.
Come
They could be
on. What are
talking
you
Okay,
there
business.
so let me ask you, Antrice.
At his house by yourself, it's business, and you two are drinking.
What about if you go to a woman's boss house and you're drinking late at night? Would you still consider that a date?
If
it was
we're both lesbians, that's a date.
But
Yes.
according to Tyler, he's not gay.
He's not
so-
gay.
And no, neither is this white man. I'm sorry, I forgot
Alicia,
his
did you
name.
say gay?
They need you on the
Okay,
jury.
it was very clear. The other guy's just undercover. He ain't came out yet because he's dealing with his religious faith, and that's why he's talking to
Yeah,
his
but
psychiatrist.
he's texting with this boy about his
Yeah.
sexual proclivities. So
That he horny. So that I hope, yeah, I hope no females like, hey, I mean, my friends ain't texting me.
I do think that there is some kind of consensual relationship going on. Maybe something went wrong. Maybe Tyler wrote him off the show or something. I don't know. I don't watch the Oval.
But it
Or
is weird that he's just now coming out with, oh, I'm being sexually harassed after a few years, because we don't see the timestamps on these text messages, though.
Right.
That's what's concerning me, But
and then like I said, I still feel like it's bits of conversation, not a
Mhm.
Yes, I think
full-blown
something,
conversation.
I agree. I think certain things have been omitted, but like you said, there's no timestamps.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
they're-
don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I think for you guys, the same, that I do believe there was like a little, flirting going on
Yeah.
between the two of them, and I don't know where it went bad.
Right. Yeah. So that's what it sounds like. Flirting gone bad. Entourage. Drop down in the comments and let us know what you think. Is this flirting gone bad? Do you think that Tyler Perry was harassing this man? Do you think that if you go to someone's house, a
not
man's house,
someone, your male boss.
and you're okay, and
male or
you're
female, let's
alone
not
for
make
a
it one-sided.
No,
a
Now.
drink.
I'm making it male because
Is
men are
it-
different than women, and we
is
all
it a
know that.
date?
Okay, you're not going to equivalize, make it equal. Like women, we act the same way that men do. We don't. Okay.
Is it a date? You know what that makes me think of is Boomerang when
Oh,
when Eddie Murphy was
Yes,
like,
thank
"Oh, come over to the
you.
house and we'll go over the files and stuff," which he
Mhm.
meant it as a
And
date.
Eddie knew what he was doing.
He meant it
Okay.
as a date, and she knew too, when she got the upper hand.
Yes.
Kiss.
That's why I'd be like, "Your house? It's a restaurant down the street. Like, we can talk about this at the bar at
Thank
the
you.
restaurant." All right, Entourage, drop down in them comments. Let us know what you think. All right, second topic. So this one here is probably kind of lukewarm by the time we put up the video because it happened like a week or two ago. But we've been following Real Housewives of Atlanta and all the drama. But we've been following it mostly from Kenya's side because we know Kenya. Kenya been putting all her stories out there. But now Miss Britt Edie, she is the victim of Kenya's little, I don't know, what would you call it, Antrese?
Revenge
Messiness?
porn.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wasn't even think of that. I was like her
Revenge porn.
Yeah.
right. That's what it
her little project.
That's what they call it, Marnita.
I didn't even think about that. I was like, yes, that is what you call it.
is.
Can we say this on YouTube? What, we only got about 5 viewers. I guess we can say it now. But okay, so Miss Britt Edie, if you haven't been following our videos or Bravo or been living under a rock, basically, Britt Edie was a new addition to Real Housewives of Atlanta this season. She started the season off with a little friction with veteran Kenya Moore. They had a stupid disagreement over some petty stuff, and it just blew up to Britt kind of alluding to having a gun in Kenya's presence. Bravo said they found that she did not have the gun on her. We debated that in one of our old videos. And then it rose to Kenya throwing what was supposed to be an event, opening her new hair spa. But at this event, she took this time to air Britt Edie out and show some explicit photos that her team have found on the internet. So because of this, Kenya was asked to stop filming or told to stop filming with Real Housewives of Atlanta. They stopped filming with her. They didn't film any of her confessionals. Britt Edie continued to film on the show, and we saw her kind of talking about how her life is falling apart. And at one point, she said that her insurance license was revoked, which another cast member, Angela Oakley, kind of called her out on it and was like, "You can't get your license revoked just because of some photos being out there. Like, there has to be an investigation. So then Britt kind of backtracked that and was like, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm under investigation. And she was like, no, you said you had your license revoked. So they got into it about that. There's been some other stuff going on, but Britt was just, crying. Oh, they ruined my life. Can you ruin my life?
Not the
and-
voice.
Thank you.
um,
That was usually normally Alicia's job.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
but now recently, Britt has come out and said that the photo that was shown to all that Kenya showed to all the people at her event, it was not shown on air. Bravo blurred it out. Britt saying, "Oh, that wasn't me. It was a picture of a woman giving fellatio to a man." And Britt was you just crying. I thought those images were all wiped from the internet. Now she's like, "Oh wait, I guess she got to see the picture finally." And she's like, "That's not me." And now she's suing Bravo because Bravo
show up for
didn't.
Wait, she was crying before, and then she's like, "Oh
She
wait, my
realized
bad.
it's
That's
not-
not me."
not
So
me.
then
Wait, wait,
Yes.
she wasn't in the room when the
She
pictures were
wasn't in the
shown.
room when it
She had
happened.
left the event
She
before
was
Kenya
told
did
about
that.
it. She
right,
was told
but
about it.
my thing
But-
is, she was crying that, oh my goodness, like a video
My-
came out of me, but then she realized it's not me.
Yes.
That's what she
So
said, yeah.
now after filming
that-
is
that's it.
over, she's like, "It's not
What'd you
me."
say? What'd you say, Jeff?
You hear how that sounds? That's like,
Yeah, it doesn't sound real.
no, but that just means it's like, oh, that's not my video. That's somebody else's video. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like there are pictures of me.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
Okay,
not. Oh,
penis.
girl, that's
That's
not
just
me.
not the
That's not
one.
me.
Right. No, mine's
She
look
didn't
much better
find the
than
right
that.
one.
Right.
Thank you. You did exactly. I had the pink top. I had that pink top.
Right, exactly. Now that's not the dude I was with. His was bigger. Like she's like, yeah, I can take it much deeper than that. I don't know. But yeah, so she's saying that it's not her. And so now she's turning around and suing Bravo.
And
for
she didn't show up to the reunion.
Yeah, she didn't show up to the reunion. She's suing Bravo for $20 million for defamation of character. And basically saying that she asked Bravo to show her the photo before the episode aired, and they wouldn't show her the photo. So
It wouldn't be reality if they showed it to you in advance.
Right.
but also they didn't show it on air. They didn't
Right.
show
So
it.
maybe that's
Kenya
probably
showed
why
it
they
to
didn't feel the
people.
need to oblige to show it to her. Because like we blurred it out. What are you talking about? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
but if it was you and you asked to see it, would that not be a reasonable request?
Yeah,
I think that would be
It would be
reasonable.
yeah. I don't think. But
Maybe Bravo knew it wasn't her.
But we don't
I
know
don't
that
think
that's
she did.
true. We don't know that she asked Bravo to show her and that they refused. She's just
Right.
saying that.
because I don't know that. What would be the point for Bravo to refuse? They would
That's
want
true.
her to
Yeah, I don't
see.
know.
You know what I'm saying? That's going to cause more drama.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and the other, I guess they had the video footage. I was gonna say they didn't show the pictures. Kenya did.
Right,
Kenya
right.
had
But
the
they would have had the video footage
had the
of it
images.
undoctored.
And then how did she eventually see them if production didn't?
yeah,
it.
like unless somebody, I'm sure people were there with cameras. So it's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of hard to believe that somebody didn't take a picture of the picture and it didn't get
Well,
around to her.
I don't think they're allowed to have the
Joe's
person's cell
point
phone
is
when they're
that-
filming like that, but I don't know.
Would you say?
Well, no, I mean, this was at Kenya's event. Like you can
Oh,
have your
okay.
phones, like not the cast, but Kenya had all these people there.
Mhm.
So
to Joe's point, it's like, girl, who was that? If it wasn't you, clearly there's video of you doing this,
right,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
and everybody in the room thought it was you. They
right,
thought it was you.
right. Nobody was like, wait a minute, I
That
know
don't
Britt,
quite
and
look
that's
like
not her.
Yes, I don't know how she thought that Bravo would recognize that it wasn't her. Like people, especially if she was like a teenage age, she looks totally different than she does now.
Which was part of Kenya's point. That's right. That was
Yeah.
part of Kenya's point, because she was like, this is what she looked like before, this is what she looks like now, talking about all of her plastic surgery, as if all the housewives don't get plastic
Thank
surgery.
you.
So I don't know why
Right.
she felt like airing her out for that. But I don't know. Do y'all think she's
Messy.
right in suing Bravo?
I just don't understand what more she would have. Well, she did say they shouldn't have aired the episode. She wants them to take the episode down and for it never to be shown again.
Right.
Oh,
They
okay,
ain't gonna do
fine.
that.
I'll give her that. Other than that, they fired Kenya. They didn't like they
They
sided with
did their part.
yeah, I feel like they did what they needed to do to
They
protect.
did. They didn't show it.
And they
They
didn't
fired
show the
Kenya.
photos. Like nobody saw it except those that
Yeah.
were there.
There.
But
Yeah.
nobody saw it, like in the show.
And it'd
Right.
be
I don't
one
feel
thing-
like Bravo's responsible.
it'd be one thing if it was any of us and somebody said, you know, there's pictures I showed
Mhm.
on trees. They showed a picture of you, you know, da 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 da. I'd be like, no, they didn't.
Because it don't
nobody's
exist.
ever taken that
Right.
type of
Thank
photo.
you.
And then if Bravo aired that as though it was me, then yes, that would be a problem.
Good
But
problem.
Britt kind of admitted that there were pictures of this.
Yeah, she was like, I
out.
had all those pictures taken down. She wasn't like, wait a minute, how would she get a picture of me doing XYZ?
And do you
No.
think that she's going after Bravo because she's like, I have better chance to get it from Bravo than Kenya?
For sure.
Yeah.
Kenya ain't got the
I would
20.
think so.
And plus,
So they may just want to settle just for GP.
right.
I
right.
don't know.
think they said some
Bravo seemed a
articles
little
today-
gully. I don't know about all
Yeah, I
that.
think they said some articles today about it's now putting the Real Housewives.
I saw that the
Atlanta
whole
in jeopardy
franchise at
with this
risk.
lawsuit,
They were
they might
like
just mix
The
it all together
brand?
now. and-
the Atlanta. Well, first they
Yeah,
were
just
saying
the
the
Atlanta.
Atlanta franchise, and then they said, is this going to be a change for all Real Housewives? I don't think so. I think
Think
that's
so.
Bravo's cash cow. And even if
Yeah.
they do like cancel Real Housewives in Atlanta, I think they're going to do like they did with New York and do like a rebrand because it wasn't selling anyway. Like people
Right.
weren't watching the season anyway, so they don't have too much to lose by doing some kind of reboot. But I don't think that this is going to like, oh, no more housewives because one housewife sued. I mean, we already had who was that?
A
Who
lot-
sued
a
the
ton
Bravo
of
lawsuit?
lawsuits.
Yeah.
We got housewives going to jail.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're still
Thank you.
going strong. So
And can I say nobody has won their lawsuit against Bravo yet?
Oh, really? Okay.
No,
I
nobody.
feel like it's partially also to get their
Bravo's
name out
gully.
there. It's like we wouldn't be talking about Britt Eady, you know, if it wasn't for. I think she just needed to do this. Like, girl, sit down.
Right. And plus,
You're not going to be asked back next season. You were boring.
Yeah. Plus, she didn't get that much money. It's been found out that she lied about her finances. So
Mm.
It seemed like everyone on that damn show lies about their finances.
Lies about their
Right.
finances.
somewhere or another. She trying to make that money. She trying to make that coin.
Any way she can.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to make that money, get her name, keep her name out there, get them
Bravo,
spin-offs,
keep
whatever.
her name out of your mouth.
No, she's like, Bravo, keep my name in your mouth, please.
Oh,
That's why it's called Bravo.
I like that.
Yup. You know what? Y'all are a hot mess.
You know, everybody ain't cut out for reality TV.
yeah.
Ain't that the
like,
truth?
if you don't
Rob.
want your stuff out there, then don't be on reality TV.
If you got stuff you're ashamed of,
Yeah.
They're gonna find it. I
Help
mean,
you
come on.
out.
That's the whole point of the reality TV. Like we were talking about this before. Like if there is no hotness, no something going on, you're not gonna watch it. Like if you wanted happily ever after, go watch Hallmark.
Mhm.
Hallmark.
Yes.
Having said that, I didn't need the revenge porn.
Yeah, true.
That was too much.
Right.
For me.
Right. And
I
that was wrong on Kenya's part,
Exactly.
not on Bravo. Unless
And I believe Kenya should be done, not the whole franchise.
Yeah, and like unless because when I first saw the lawsuit, I was like, did Bravo help Kenya out? Did like some producers from
Right.
Bravo help Kenya out? But no, that doesn't seem to be the case. It's just, oh, y'all didn't show me the pictures ahead of time, so I could see that it wasn't me. But
Well, from what I understand, it's in their contracts that they can't sue each other.
So that's
For
why
the
she
things
going
that
on
happen while they're
Oh.
filming.
You're talking about Kendra and the.
No, any of the housewives.
any of the
Oh,
housewives.
But I
okay.
understand it's in their contract that whatever happens during filming, they can't sue one another.
Oh, that's
So,
interesting.
I think that was her only option was to sue.
And
the
part of her
Okay.
lawsuit, I don't know if you caught that part, is that part of her lawsuit is that since she didn't realize that the photo is not her, she's alleging that it was a hostile work environment because that photo
Right.
made people isolate her and ridicule her and all that sort of stuff. So she's using a
No,
hostile
it was
environment.
you that made people isolate you and ridicule you because everybody was cool with you. Everybody
Right.
was still doing their thing, but then you started, popping off at people. I haven't finished watching the season. I saw when they did the peace brunch after the photos
Right.
came out, and she, like I said, she popped off at Angela because Angela called her bluff, where she was like, I guess she had told Shamia that she had lost her her insurance license,
Right.
and Angela was like, for what? Like, what? Why would you lose it over that? And she was just really upset, and then she couldn't explain herself. And then when she did explain herself, it was like, no, I'm under investigation. And it was like, okay, so you didn't lose the license, and you're just mad because Angela called you out.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's why you're mad. And I know her and Kelly end up falling out, but I haven't gotten that far in the show yet. And Kelly was like her best bud. So
Bravo.
what you think
It's
about
starting to
Trees?
grow on me.
Who's
She's
starting to
actually
grow?
starting to grow on me.
Kelly?
No, Britt.
Britt? Oh, okay. So you're saying I should keep watching?
She's
Yeah.
sneaking in. She's like, look, I'm making my way. Hello. Like the racehorse, like doo-doo-doo-doo.
Okay, so who you?
It's a tough game coming into a Housewives,
Yeah,
That's
show.
already
established
set. I
franchise.
mean, this is a Housewife franchise. This particular one has been for
It's iconic.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
so
now
you
you're
gotta
newbie.
come out the gate like making a name for, or else people
Right,
gonna be
and
like, oh,
I
she's
feel like
boring.
Kenya did the same thing when she
Thank
started.
you.
She came out the gate, like her and Portia started together, and they came out.
Mhm.
Kenya came out the gate coming for her, and
Yeah.
so Britt did the same thing with Kenya. So who you got, Antrese?
Yeah,
You
you got
you
like
team
first
Kenya or you
season.
team Britt?
I'm Team Britt if I have to choose between them. I'm sick of Kenya. I think she takes it too far,
She
and
can
it's not
twirl on out.
yeah, she can twirl away.
Yeah,
She's too dark.
that was not nice. That was
It's
not,
too dark.
especially this is against another woman. Like,
Another
I mean,
woman.
not that either way it would be right, but like,
It's
come
It
too
on.
was
dark.
just
It's too
no
much.
class.
Y'all
Totally
talking about class and all
disrespectful.
this.
Mhm.
And you're a
nothing
mother of a
bad.
young girl.
Yes.
How would you appreciate somebody doing that to your child?
Your
Or
daughter.
doing it to you
Somebody's
so that your child can see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, we don't do that.
And Lavelle, I don't know how you feel. I just don't feel like anything that deep had happened between them for that
Right.
to even have been a thought in
Right.
Kenya's head to do something like that.
Even if it's a thought, all the time and planning that it took, like
She
I
made
would
them
probably have a
like
thought
life
and then
size.
just
Posters,
move
yeah.
on with my life.
She made those
Right.
poster boards.
Yeah.
She was very much entirely too invested.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
right.
And Lavelle, we watch Housewives for light shade, right? Fun shade. Like
Yeah,
Right.
that was just too
darkness.
much.
This
That
was too
just
much.
too much.
That wasn't shade. That was, what would you call? That was an eclipse.
That was
Thank you.
diabolical.
Thank you.
It was too much. It was too dark. It was too much.
Unnecessary.
Uh,
I
Unnecessary.
watch homework.
Team Brit because she's a slut and she's a liar, but we're starting to see like the vulnerability behind it.
Okay. I
Like-
did see like some of the stuff with her mom and her sister.
Yo, Antrese is really trying to make this something.
Because
Right.
she wasn't feeling her in our last video, though.
I wasn't. I was.
Now she's
growing on
trying
me.
to.
She's
Now
growing
she's
on me.
talking about vulnerabilities and the true person. Girl, sit down.
Bravo, call her so she could do your commercials, okay?
Right.
Growing
So she
on me.
so she can be in the confession booth. What was it? I think it was Love and Hip Hop, and one of the girls, she would Mary J. Blige's stepdaughter. She would come in and she would do like summarize the episode at hand. Like her little role was, small, and then she would come in and she would like do the summary, like kind of like when the scenes would go back and forth, she'd like give you a little rundown. So on Trees, I'll
I'll
manage.
twirl in and she'll give you
your
a summary and then twirl out.
I love the
Exactly.
Housewives. I love, you know what? You meet a chick and she's just not your type of vibe. You just don't like her. You just ugh. And then you hang out with her and get to know her, and you're like,
Let me find. So
okay.
okay,
That's
friend
true, though,
in your
because there's
head.
for some girls you'd be like, you know what? I didn't like you when I first met you, but now I hate you.
Yeah, now I get you. I get it.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So
what I
friend
feel
in
like
your head.
we're
Friend
peeling
in
the
your
whole
head now.
banana with Brit, and now I'm like, okay, I wish we could have given her another season.
What,
She's doing the boss, so
do you
she
think
can't
that
get
that's
another.
that's the motivation for the lawsuit because she ain't getting a check?
No. She's suing she can't get another season.
No, she's saying, is that the motivation for the lawsuit? Like,
She's not, because she's not
like they
getting
didn't
another-
renew her, so maybe
Maybe
she's
she
like,
jumped the
okay.
gun because the audience is starting to warm up to her in general. I think
Mhm.
she jumped the gun because she was having a horrible. Remember, you haven't seen it yet, but she throws an event that's tacky as hell. It's the tackiest event we've ever seen. The people didn't have food. Like, it was just not right.
Was it worse than the fashion
Didn't
show
have
with no
her
fashions?
peoples?
It was worse than the
It
fashion
sounds-
show with
it
no
was sounds like
fashions.
worse.
It was dreadful. Did you see it, Alicia? It was
I didn't
terrible.
see it. I read
Oh,
about
shit.
it.
Only had food for the cast members, but she'd invited like 100 people, but the
Oh
100
my
people couldn't
God.
eat. Just
She
the
was like,
cast
only
members.
if you being filmed, then you can get some food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Ooh.
girl, we fabulous. You got to feed everybody in the room.
But yet a person like this is growing on you, Antrese. I just find it hard to believe.
And then they were giving donate. They were going to Grenada, and there had been a flood or something right before they went. So the women were donating, and she came with 3 rolls of toilet paper and some
3 rolls of toilet paper or 3
Yes.
But they're
packs of
supposed to
rolls
do
of
in
paper?
her carrying her Birkin and pulling up in her Rolls Royce. And Shamia was like, girl, you can't be
Okay, I saw a
wearing a
headline
Birkin
about
in your
that.
Rolls Royce and not donating. So the girl gave $250. And it's like, $250? Phaedra was like, we spend that on our nails and our hair. Like, no.
So did everybody else donate money?
No, a lot
Or-
of people donated stuff, and Portia donated 1,000. And Phaedra,
Okay.
when we went to Grenada, said, girl, in this group at the level you're at, no less than 1,000 when there's a charity. Okay.
Mhm.
But she didn't know that. Like, Phaedra schooled her. And she was
Right.
like, girl,
But you know what? In an
But
instance
3 rolls of
you are
toilet
not
paper?
familiar, isn't it your responsibility to ask for advice and become educated?
Not even just that. You are a housewife, supposedly. This is what we're talking about. Well, they don't really got
New
nothing.
money, old
Because
money,
you are a
no
housewife.
class.
You are living this life already before this show. So you should have known what's the deal is.
So what does
You
that
know
say?
you can
That
This
afford
is
more
why
than
I'm like,
250.
stop playing.
you are how do they call it? A
You're a
poser.
poser.
A poser.
yes,
Thank you.
Mhm.
clearly she's a poser, but she's learning. She's growing. You know what I
She's
mean?
learning
I
how
feel
to
like next
pose.
season she would have came with her.
And that's the thing. Ask a bitch. Like,
Before you perform in a
Ask
play,
her.
don't you,
like, how you
before
doing?
you
How
perform
much
in
you
a
think?
play, don't you rehearse your lines?
Yeah, like
and
Portia,
somebody
how
go
much
over
are
your
you
lines
giving?
with you?
Play
Yes,
the
call
dumb
your
dumb. Portia,
friend.
how much you giving? Real funny. Like, I don't know. Right? You don't know which fork to eat. You sit down, you wait, and you
You
watch
wait
somebody.
Watch everybody
You
else.
know.
She didn't do that, but that's what I'm saying.
Thank
The
you. Talk to the
vulnerability.
divas. The divas will tell you how to play
Right.
the game.
It
Thank
even
you.
tells you in the Bible how much you got to tithe, don't you?
Oh my God. So we bringing in the Bible? You know what?
Listen, that's the book of
that's our
knowledge.
cue, Barney.
That is the book of knowledge.
Well, Entourage, you drop in and let us know what you think. Do you think that Britt Edie should be suing Bravo? What do you think she should have donated from the start for the Grenada flood victims? Did I say it right?
She bought
Grenada.
toilet paper?
Grenada.
3 rolls of toilet
Yeah, like 3 rolls
Flood
of toilet
victims?
paper.
She seriously legit pulled 3 rolls of toilet. No, not 3 rolls. You know how they have the 9-pack?
Yeah.
Right.
She
Right.
pulled 3 of them out of her car, and Shamia was like,
Okay, but this is
this
a
it?
flood thing, right? They're not even bounty. Like, what?
How many households can that serve?
Oh my God.
3
How many
houses.
households could that serve?
3 houses.
Oh my
In a
God.
Rolls
that-
Royce, Joe. She pulled up in the Rolls Royce with
Right.
her bag of toilet.
With her Birkin. I
Maybe
mean,
she was going to
Was
give
it
the
Angel
Birkin
or
to
Sherman?
auction off. Was she going to give the Birkin to auction off?
No,
Nah,
she was
that was
carrying
to hold
it.
the toilet
Auction the
paper.
Birkin.
Oh,
She was holding it.
would have been a good if she had used the Birkin to auction off. That would have been
Yeah.
quite a bit of
No,
money.
but she wasn't doing that, Lavette.
Oh my gosh.
Gave
was trying to give her-
$250. After she got scolded, she gave $250.
Darn.
After she
But-
got scolded?
Yeah, Shamia said, "Is this it?" And she
But
said,
what about after the talk with Phaedra? Did she?
"There's more coming." So she then gave a cash app of $250. So on the trip, Shamia brought it up, like, we can't be rolling up in Rollses with Birkins and only give $250. And so it was already done. And so Phaedra
Okay.
told her, girl, at your level, never less than 1,000. But that was a teachable moment, and I appreciated it. And I feel like Britt next time would do better. Like, how do you know? You don't know.
We'll see. We'll see if there's a next time. But I think common sense tells you when you pull up with a Rolls Royce and a Birkin, and you
Right.
go into these people's country to enjoy yourself, but this thing just happened, and you're presenting yourself at this as this wealthy individual who has to get a different car every year or whatever it was she was talking about on that one episode. You know, if you presenting it that you got it like that, when it's time to step up, step up.
Yeah.
And that sounded like a time to step up. But anyway, Entourage, drop in the comments. Let us know what you think. As always, like, subscribe, click on that notification bell. All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.